Watson, founder of the Ecclesia Framework and the Heavenly Realms Facebook group. I've had a few people on our chat groups asking me to explain the concept of ruling as a judge over familiar spirits in your own courtroom. And I just wanted to explain the procedure that I have been shown, which may be slightly different from you, and you must check this out for yourself. Don't take this as gospel. Go in, you're a powerful son who needs to go and see this revelation for yourself. So I'm not saying this is 100% right. Please, you must check this out. But what we've found is when we go to the court of accusation, because the enemy has a legal right against us for anything that we have unconfessed, we've found that is partially dealt with, but can reoccur if it's a very strong familiar spirit where we have traded on that floor for a long time, and we've reaped the fruits of that. We can reinforce the verdict. We can send that spirit in contempt of court away, and we choose not to trade on that floor anymore. But some have found, myself included, that when the familiar spirit is really strong, for example, most of us have similar familiar spirits of fear, rejection, depression, hopelessness, lack of faith. This is all the heavenly realm stuff is silly and made up. So as we've seen, there are many courts, and but a lot of those you get invited on, but this is different. This is you're in your own courtroom and you are judging your own familiar spirits. You're not judging familiar spirits of anybody else or anything, just your own personal things. And what I found is when you are really, really over this, if you choose not to tolerate this anymore, you set up this courtroom, and what I found is you want to put on your signs of authority, your crown, your robes, your orb, if you were given one of those, I was, your scepter, your rings showing your authority, your book of destiny. It's like you put on everything to demonstrate your authority, which raises the size of your spirit man, and you call in the familiar spirit that has been bothering you and saying you are no longer willing to tolerate this anymore. What I felt led to do is ask, before I judge them, what have they taken captive that really should have been mine? And I've seen very interesting things, such as rings, crowns, mantles, robes, books, gold dust, all sorts of precious stones, things that represented signs of your authority, that if you had them, you would know who you were, and they have been robbed. And that is why you are vulnerable to the familiar spirit, because you have not known the extent of your authority to tell them to leave. So what I found is I ask for those, and often I'm just given something, and then I keep record of that. You can put that in your treasury room with Melchizedek. You can store it, but you do remember it in your mind. It's quite interesting. And then you go and judge and command and say that command the angels to take them away, to be locked up where they can no longer bother you. Now my testimony is profound relief from this, and I think it's as if you grow your spirit man to such a state that you say, I'm not tolerating this anymore. I have not been bothered by these familiar spirits to the extent that I was. Mostly the thing has gone. Occasionally I do feel that same feeling, and then I've realized we need to just rule on that mountain. So we grow our spirit man, we rule from Zion, and we say, that's enough, that's gone, that's judged, that's dealt with. And I found, and I make a choice, and you focus on beauty, bliss, intimacy, your scroll, and I've found that it goes away very quickly. So I hope this has been helpful. We've got a lot more resources at ecclesiaframework.com. You will see 3 pages that if you read through, you will see the big picture that we've found about accessing heaven right now, and that it's a myth that we can only access heaven when we die. We also have a Facebook page, a new one called Ecclesia Framework Dialogue, and 2 of our other ones, a Heavenly Realms support group and Ecclesia Framework. We have many chat groups, many encounter groups, and I hope that you will engage in community, because community makes the biggest difference. Do not do this as a spectator at a distance. You will not reap the fullness of your destiny, and every day we make a choice of how much we trade for our full destiny. And if we trade with fear, skepticism, doubt, then the level at which we can live out our destiny is challenged. So thanks guys, I hope this is helpful. I'll try and do a few more of these.